We need to take a pre-official podcast photo here.
Okay.
This is like the pre-podcast photo. Ready?
No. Okay.
Wait, this one, we're going to get the microphone in it.
Oh my gosh, sis.
Yeah, if you put any of that in the podcast, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, it's going in. Love you. Hey guys, it's Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to the Become the Night Snobcast. I am here with the IT Princess of Power, founder of Intech Solutions, and happens to be my sister, Leia Shilobod. Leia, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I know you're probably extremely tired because you just got in from Pittsburgh airport, flew into Nashville. Just see her little itty brother. Little itty brother. That's the way I'd say little brother.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So what actually brings you to Nashville? Because it's not just me.
You're right. So I'd like to say the only reason that I'm in Nashville is to visit you, because that sounds good. But actually, I'm in town for...
She's much more utilitarian than that.
Efficiencies. It's all about efficiencies, baby. So I'm here to not only visit my brother and fly in here to do a podcast with him, but tomorrow we're doing a peer visit with my peer coach at Image Quest, another company like the one that I own here in Nashville, to find out how they run. And then I'll spend 4 days at Robin Rodman's Sales and Marketing Boot Camp, which is 4 days of sales and marketing information for IT business companies like mine.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do specifically with your business?
You mean besides being the IT Princess of Power?
Besides that, of course. Sorry, that was a given.
That was a fair question. I own Intech Solutions, and we do outsourced IT, systems engineering, design of servers, computers, networks for companies that have like under 1,000 computers. Supporting that, implementing it. We do awesome IT.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's what we do.
So I guess you're wondering what this has to do with music. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with music. I just love my sister. That's all. So she's on the podcast. Yay. Oh, goodness. So I'll let you describe the sibling situation.
What's the sibling situation?
Just like the basics, laying it out there. How many? What kind?
Oh, how many and what kind? Okay, so I'm the oldest of the four of us. Michael is...
Her name is spelled Leia, by the way.
Like Princess Leia from Star Wars. The right way to spell Leia. And I'm the oldest of the four of us, and Michael is the youngest of us.
I'm the bib.
Yes. So we often say that since I'm the oldest, I'm also the wisest, which is why I should be invited to speak on a podcast, because of all these wisdoms of my years.
Yeah.
Right?
All the whiz. You have it all.
Yes, I have all the wisdom. And so Michael is the baby.
Yeah, I'm the little guy. Even though, well, I guess Jared's bigger than me. I was going to say I'm bigger than both you and Christina.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, actually. Everyone, I say, oh, my baby brother's coming to hang out with us tonight. And then he shows up, and this is your baby brother?
Though, you did change my diapers when I was a baby.
Yes, and I gave you baths, too. And I drove him to and from daycare. Can
you imagine this shit? I lived it firsthand. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's like 4 out of 5. Would service again.
Diaper changing. You're seriously rating my diaper changing?
Yup.
You gotta edit this shit out.
No, since she had her own kids, she's bumped it up there to 5 out of 5. She's come a ways. How many kids do you have? 4. Oh, and they're absolutely adorable and lovely.
I'm glad he had to ask, because he's lost track.
Sorry, we're on a podcast.
Wait, hang on a second.
I am the intermediary for the audience.
How many now? nephews and nieces do I have again?
I have 11 total. I know this. I know this well. However, they don't know it.
No, it was a funny question to ask.
Love you.
I'm glad, because I'm not going anywhere.
So, music growing up, obviously, anyone who is a person with a family gets highly influenced by what their family members listen to growing up. And me being the baby, I had multiple people's influences on my ears, one of which was yours.
Which is really interesting, because I never would have thought that I had any influence on you at all from a musical perspective at all.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I like the Grateful Dead, but I can listen to them and enjoy it. I will say that. You got me into the Grateful Dead a little bit. Definitely Sting, which I just reviewed. Shape of My Heart.
Oh yeah.
On Song Suggestion Friday.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this story.
Okay.
So when I started listening to the Grateful Dead in college.
Shocker.
I'm going to tell you, I know, total shocker. Especially, yeah. So, but before that, when you said Sting, so I came home one time and decided that I was going to paint the living room, because I would do things like that. Decide that I was going to paint something, and
you're talking about at your place in Virginia?
No. At Mom and Dad's house. Oh yeah, I painted the living room.
Okay.
I did the same thing with the hallway in my room a couple of times too. But so I'm painting the living room, and I have like my boom box, right? Because it's the 90s and everyone has one of those. And I'm playing Sting, Shape of My Heart, and Dad was like pretty restrictive with what we could listen to.
Very much so.
And
it was pretty much oldies.
Yeah, so like I had actually chosen Sting as like my own thing, and I brought it there, and I'm listening to that album, and it was 10 Summoner's Tales. Shape of My Heart comes on. Dad wanders in the living room and he goes, "This is very deep. I like this music." I was like, yeah, I chose that music.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
It's a great freaking song.
They made this after 1970.
Yeah, seriously though, it would always be Wheels 101. Wheels 106.1. That's what it was. Yeah. The oldie station
totally.
in Newport.
Totally, and that
nothing after 69.
That, or I just like spin their LPs, the Beatles.
Simon and Garfunkel. All the Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, I was in love with Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh yeah, I mean you still are.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I am.
They're great. They're really great. Oh my gosh, I also remember this one vinyl. It was like on the Christmas music one. The bum 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 bum. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I remember.
It's actually people saying bum 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 bum. It's not just me mimicking an instrument. And I will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
That wasn't Simon and Garfunkel one?
No, it wasn't Simon and Garfunkel. It was like, you reminded me because of the LPs.
Oh, you're talking about one of the LPs.
Sorry.
There were a whole bunch of them. We would always play LPs of Christmas music every single Christmas and on Christmas Day. Yeah. And Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Yeah, I remember the bump, 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 bump. I remember that too.
I forget what the hell that was.
It was really fun when you would like do it like this with your head. Like, bump, 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 bump.
Oh my gosh. So I still, somewhere here, I took a bunch of our old VHSs from they would have Christmas time or birthdays or whatever and transferred them to DVD.
Did you?
I still have those. You want to talk about some some blackmail material for all of us, honestly.
I don't know how I feel about this.
There is a young man who came over during Christmas time while you were in high school who had hair about down to here.
Somebody for me?
Mm-hmm. Well, he was sitting in the living room very intently talking to you on that video. I have no idea who the fuck that guy is.
I don't think I do either.
I think it was my 5th birthday or 4th birthday or something like that. It might have been my 3rd. Yeah, it was a while ago. I don't know what that guy's name is. You'd think I would have remembered.
I think I would have remembered.
Legitimately.
Right.
But
Oh, okay. So about the Grateful Dead. So this is a really great story.
Please continue.
Yeah, this is a good story. So, it was like, you must have been like maybe 9 years old, and I always come home in the summers, and we'd blast my boombox into the pool area, and I'll go swimming together. And
for a little bit of added context, our dad was watching, and I was at home obviously, was watching a lot of Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, the TV series, starring David Carradine as this guy named Kane. Please continue.
I guess that will help a little bit for this story. But I wasn't thinking anything when I was playing the Grateful Dead CDs as we're in the pool, and then suddenly, crap! Why am I forgetting the name of the song?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, yes, comes on, and and I wasn't thinking anything about it at all until the lyric came on, driving that train, and I was like, holy shit, oh my gosh, my brother's right here. And then when they said high on cocaine, like Michael's just jamming to it, and we're like,
I did like
oh
that
my
song
gosh,
a lot.
what's he saying? And then later we're like quizzing him because I was so afraid that he was going to tell my parents he was listening to like this song about cocaine and what's cocaine. And he was like, yeah, driving that train, hi, Uncle Kane. And we're like, yeah, that's what it says. It says, hi, Uncle Kane. So we kept playing it, and then every single time the chorus came on, we'd all scream, all the older kids would all scream, driving that train, hi, Uncle Kane. Yeah. That's right, Michael.
It became the life of the party somehow.
Uncle Kane. That's that monkey there, inside of the engine. Uncle Kane. Driving the train.
Oh, speaking of which, Shape of My Heart. I think I might have already said this before, but I remember when you did show me that song, I was listening to it on repeat for probably like several days.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
I love that song a lot.
Were you there when we used to try to play Mom's Beatles albums backwards?
No.
Oh, that must have been us cool kids.
Oh, please.
You were invited to the party.
Might be. I was probably in bed.
Yeah, we were. It was like all of the older siblings and cousins, and we would crowd in my room where we had like the record player, and we'd play the records backwards and hope that Mom wasn't realizing what we were doing to her like authentic Beatles albums.
But in the period.
Yeah, but then we figured that, there must also be secret messages in all of the LPs. So we were like playing all of them backwards. And we swore that an ABBA's song SOS, that it would go, sailor save me. Swear to God. Yeah, you should play it backwards.
Okay.
It's really freaky sounding. Of course, it really just is like, I'm sure that they didn't put anything in there. I'm sure it just sounds weird backwards.
No, maybe they did.
SOS. Can't you hear me? SOS. Sail or save me. Backwards. Swear to God.
One of my favorite memories growing up with just all of us, it was literally all of us, like the siblings in the basement, back when the basement was like, quote unquote, habitable. And it was Christmas when we were fucking, 6? I was 6, I think. It was when we got Zelda Ocarina of Time. We were all down there playing that game. It was so fun.
It's good that we can timestamp things when we received bought a certain video game.
They were impactful in my life. It meant a lot. It was fun because I remember specifically after we completed the first 3 dungeons and we're going there, like to the Temple of Time, pulling out the sword, you're like, I'm not ready to be an adult yet.
I remember that.
I do. It was so great.
That was really funny.
Yeah. In hindsight. I was like all excited, full of wonderment, like, what's gonna happen next? How are we an adult? That's crazy. Video games you don't travel through time in video games.
Well, back then you certainly didn't.
Yeah. now it's like freaking cliche, which is sad. But still, that was awesome, man. I miss those days. I miss being a kid.
I miss changing your diapers, Michael. Not at all.
Yeah. It's alright. I didn't like you changing them anyway.
That's why I didn't get 5 stars. So besides, so we talked about already like the Beatles and Simon and Garfunkel and some of the like the Christmas stuff.
Oh God.
That we would listen to. We were also really big on musicals in our house too.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, so like
all the musicals.
Oh, from like the Broadway musicals that they made into made into movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then like all of the stuff from like the 40s and the 50s that were, like
Everybody dance when I hear that happy beat. Feel like dancing down the street. Yeah, I remember that. Freaking Singing in the Rain. My least favorite number from Singing in the Rain, too. That thing was annoying and, like, partly pointless. It's kind of just shoehorned in there so they had another musical number. And they come out of it and they're like, so how do you like this movie that I have a concept for?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Gosh, that thing was terrible. But...
yeah, every single time those things would come on, Dad would be like, Gene Kelly and his concept dancing or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, like especially during that part, they had the part with him and that like girl he was in love with or whatever in the white dress. Yeah, in the white dress and the veil or whatever the hell that tassel was behind her. It's like, what the hell's going on? Gene, what drugs do you do?
I don't know, but I want them.
Yeah, straight up.
Just kidding.
And that apparently they make you an amazing dancer. So.
Okay, then I'll take them. So there were all of those, and then let me.
There's also On the Town. There's another Gene Kelly one.
Yes.
There's Music Man. Freaking loved the Music Man.
So I loved My Fair Lady. And Gigi.
That was one I could never. Those are actually two I could never get into as a kid. Really? As a kid, they weren't interesting to me.
Oh, I loved that.
I don't care about pomp and circumstance when I'm like 8.
Circumstance. Oh my goodness, it's not about that at all. They're fun.
For me, they weren't because I wanted something exciting to watch.
You're telling me you couldn't have danced all night?
I mean, I could have.
Could have danced all night.
Oh, they were great songs.
Like you've never danced before.
I forget the next line, otherwise I was going to say it. Either way. No, they're fantastic musicals. I'm not taking anything away from them. And I could probably like them a lot more now. I just haven't gone out of my way to watch them. When I was a kid, though, it just wasn't interesting.
Okay.
I like the Gene Kelly stuff because it was like lots of interesting shit to look at. And it was fun and it was dumbed down for someone like me.
I get that. So we had a lot of that in the house. Always, especially like we were always playing musicals on TV, and so then we had the Beatles, and then we had Simon and Garfunkel, and oh my gosh, did you listen to Placido Domingo?
The what?
Placido Domingo? No.
It sounds familiar.
Oh, like Perhaps Love. Perhaps love is like a resting place, a shelter from the storm. Oh,
okay. That thing that he did with frickin' John Denver or whatever. Yeah. I remember that now. I don't remember it when we were younger. I remember it after Jared got Napster. he found it. Yeah. That was fun. Either way, yes, I'm familiar.
Neil Diamond.
What about him?
Oh, so maybe it was like, so we used to play Neil Diamond too. That was one of the things we used to play in the basement.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't recall offhand.
Yeah, Headed for the Future was actually what we were playing, which nobody who is ever watching this has ever heard of.
Oh, no worries. Hold on. I just had the greatest idea.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Greatest idea. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we were listening to besides those things. So we did listen to a lot of Billy Joel as well.
When we come back from the break.
Oh, we come back from the break.
I'm not showing them right now. I'm keeping them undisclosed at this point. But when we come back from the break, we're going to run through some of these.
The mystery LPs.
Oh,
the
they're...
LPs of the past.
Let's
take a walk back through time and history.
There was one Christmas that we all got together. The four of us all came back with our families and everything. And
Michael came back by himself.
I am my own family. I'm a one-man wolf pack. Anyway, but Mom and Dad were getting rid of the LPs because they were trying to throw out a bunch of shit, and they wanted to see if we wanted to take any home.
Yeah.
And you rated all the fucking good ones before we could get to them.
That's so not true.
It's extremely true.
Not even.
You have the fucking White Album unopened.
Actually, it was opened and it was rated, and I framed all the stuff that was inside of it.
Anyway, regardless. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we got the pick of the litter, and Jer and I pretty much split them because Christina didn't want any of them. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to see all these things and just like, why did they fucking have this?
I think I brought like one or two LPs down for you.
I think they might. No, they brought down these because I didn't take these back with me.
No, I'm talking about the ones that you have over here.
Yeah.
Oh, those are in there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have it or not. I'm not going to spoil it yet. But one of the LPs that they had there was like, why in the fuck do they have this?
Just one? There was just one you thought that about?
Oh, there's multiple, but this one specifically, I'm not going to disclose it at this time. Either way, we'll run through this. We're going to take a quick break here, and you guys please stick around with my sister, Leah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Snobcast here with my sister Leah. Thank you so much for sticking around. Now we're going to go through some LPs from the parental's house. First one, which is actually one that you brought down for me.
Yeah.
Is this lovely gem, Iron Butterfly Ball, which does not have the famed Indigata Vita, sadly. But yeah. Some pretty interesting artwork here.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Let's just take a look at this lovely portrait for a second.
So yes, yeah. So first of all, I don't know what word we had back in the 70s to describe these outfits.
I think today's.
Say groovy man, or do we say that they're on fleek?
I was gonna say probably lit. Lit would be the modern day equivalent.
Lit.
And I would say also looking at their eyes and their smiles, they are probably also lit at this time.
Possibly. And I love how like they're holding like an image right here of more people.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, like they're holding an image of more people, and I think in the middle is like a couple.
It's like a bunch of people like during like the French Empire dancing in a ball.
French Empire?
I don't know. I'm just equating it to French.
Oh, okay. There's some military costumes going on there.
Yeah, like from like the 19th century.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice there's this picture over here. Okay, why was this haircut here?
Here, we gotta say that.
This one?
Oh, there's no way to describe
why,
it.
Why was that ever a thing?
That was like a unisex kind of thing, because I'm pretty sure I saw that on women and little girls as well.
Okay, yeah, I could see that maybe on girls, definitely not on guys.
It was like the 70s version of a bowl cut, except it was like a...
a mullet.
A long bowl cut.
It was a mullet bowl cut.
It's not a mullet.
A bowl mullet. It's a bowl mullet.
A bowl mullet. See,
how high do you have to be to slur your words and be like, I need a bowl mullet? Just fucked up on some LSD.
The actual funny thing was that I found that in our parents' stash and of these. I'm like,
of our highly restrictive parents who made us listen to only oldies from '69 backward.
Yeah. And that's that's why I rescued it from the pile of LPs to bring down here.
As evidence.
No. It was a pilgrimage. It made the journey here to live with Michael forever.
To live with the one true snob. Now we have some Hooked on Classics.
Which is like Hooked on Phonics.
Yes.
Music snobs.
That is oddly appropriate. And what do we have here? So Hooked on Classics is basically just a bunch of random, what do you call it? Classical music. They got a shit ton of tracks on there. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm doubtful that one LP carries the whole thing. I feel like we're missing some vinyls there.
I don't know. So it's just said side 1 and side 2. It doesn't say LP, LP1, L2.
Pretty
Maybe
much.
they're very short.
I doubt they're that short.
Maybe they got a lot.
An overture from Magic of the Flute, that is not a short track. That can't be. Or maybe it is.
So in this case, when they say classics, we're talking about like
maybe it's like an 8-speed or something.
Classical. We're talking about classical music, not like oldies music.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Okay, moving on.
So we also have Polka Hallmarks. Oh no, it was Happiness Polka. Happiness is polkas. What the fuck? What does this say? It's by the Hallmarks. Happiness is polkas.
Yes.
Happiness is polkas.
Yeah.
Just to emphasize how wrong they got the S, there's S's as a pattern the entire way around this fucking thing.
I thought you were just supposed to stare at it when you got really stoned.
I mean, you can do that. I'm sure they did. They eat their weed sausages in Poland. Their weed kielbasa.
I don't know where we're going with that one. But,
I don't know.
yeah, I hope this is not one that you were shocked to see in our parents' collection.
I was a little surprised, but not completely surprised.
Really?
So, what was it? I think my dad said he had to learn the polka in order to marry my mom, which I'm sure is a joke.
Mm-mm.
Why? Why did he have to learn the polka? Okay, my mom is half Polish. Let's start there. So, why did he have to learn the polka?
Because they do that. Polish people do the polka.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw mom do the polka? Exactly. Exactly. Pretty sure this was asked from grandma. Pretty sure it was. Just so she could have photographic evidence. Like, all right, yep, he'll do anything for her.
It was just pledging the family.
Pretty much. That, and also he had to promise he would be a millionaire. And I think they actually took him seriously. My dad growing up came from a less well-to-do family.
Well, they both did.
I thought mom's upbringing was relatively normal, like middle class. I don't know. I mean, I was just supposing as much.
Yeah, I mean, like they came from military. Both moms.
Both World War II vets.
Mom and dad were both in the military before grandma started having babies.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like dirt poor, but they weren't like well-to-do. Did they have middle? I guess they kind of had like the emerging middle class back then. So
either way, extremely bizarre. I took it, so one day I can listen to it and piss off my kids. Next we have Hooked on Swing, which little known fact, I actually really enjoy swing music a shit ton. I love it. I feel like I got that more from Christina, actually. She was really into swing.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan.
Leah, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, baby. It's okay. I'll forgive you on this one. You get a pass. Yes!
Yes!
Ben-Hur!
Ben-Hur!
Yes!
I didn't even have to see the front of that album, baby. I got just like a small
the back
view
of the album's
one.
also badass.
Yes,
it's him
I
on the
was
chariot.
Like, I knew exactly what that was.
Oh, totally. Totally. This needs no introduction. Other than it's another movie that was watched in our house all the time.
All the time.
And to this day, I still have no idea what goes on in that movie because I was too young.
They didn't make a better movie until they made Gladiator.
Oh, okay. Agreed. But are you ready for this one?
I'm ready. Yes! Yes!
Oh, look at those pupils on the captain. There's a reason he's wearing sunglasses in this photo. He is on another planet. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. And this is randomly 2 bulldogs, which I don't get.
Yeah, I never got that either.
They're adorable. To my knowledge, have actually never listened to Captain and Tennille.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Love will keep us together.
And maybe I know that one.
Dun, 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 dun.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really.
So did.
Not really into that type of thing.
You listened to it.
I don't remember what this is. Oh, I know what this is. Hell yeah. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, an amazing movie. And actually one that I think I watched like a handful of parts growing up, but Mom and Dad didn't really like me watching that stuff because it was always the language and the subject matter. When I was young,
watched that. Oh my gosh, we watched it all the time growing up. I don't know how many times I've watched that movie. I actually had I watched that movie with Dad a lot. Love it. Great soundtrack.
Fantastic soundtrack, fantastic story, great act. I mean, for Italian spaghetti western, great acting.
Fantastic. And actually, I watched it with my daughter, who is 12 now, but she was probably like 9 the first time we watched it together.
Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't gonna say a name just in case, but if you're cool with it.
All right. Well, I didn't just edit that out.
Okay. No worries.
So.
Wouldn't be the first time I did that.
So we watched it together when she was like 9. And I was like pausing throughout the entire movie. I was like, do you understand what just happened there? And she's like, yeah, this happened. And I'm like, oh yeah. And it was set during the Civil War. Mm-hmm. And so there's like lots of nuances of the Civil War in there. And so I was stopping the movie and we were talking about it. And she was actually following what was happening pretty well, which I was really impressed that we could share that together, because I shared that with our parents growing up. And
oh yeah.
And
I think I was about 12 when I started watching, maybe 10.
Oh, okay.
Like when I actually got the uncut version.
I was much younger. I don't know what they did. Like with you, I thought everything was like open season.
Not everything.
Whatever.
Definitely not everything.
Okay, apparently not. I have a playlist on my phone that I'll play like when we're in the car. And this is on the playlist.
Just really quick. You remember one of the answers to one of the questions on Mom and Dad's Q&A was like, I think the question was, is there anything you wish you could have done differently in raising me? And my mom was like, having you last. I was like, sorry.
Wait, what is she saying? We should have had another one? Or
no, saying that was a pain in the dick.
Wait, they should have had you first?
Not last.
I always told Mom and Dad, I said this when I left, I was like, I was every parent's wet dream, and
wait, what?
You were very lucky.
Phrasing.
That I came first.
Phrasing.
You can edit that out, right?
Nope, that's in. That's fucking hilarious.
I was a really good kid.
Yeah.
And I remember telling them, you think that I'm so bad, just you wait. Just you wait. And then
they had Jerry.
Then Michael came along. And I was like,
Next up, I just wanted this. I didn't know my folks had this, but Debussy. Debussy is amazing. One of the pioneers of the planing technique, planing theory, which is basically taking the same chord shape, chord color, and moving it up and down, typically in half steps.
Really?
It means nothing to you, probably.
No, it actually doesn't, but it sounds interesting.
It is very cool.
And I didn't know
it's a beautiful sound.
And I didn't know that this was actually anything at all. I mean, important.
Absolutely. I don't know if this piece particularly, just the artist. That's why I wanted it.
I just saw Piano Moods, and I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. No, the title sucks. But the composer is fantastic. Next up, we have what the fuck? Oh yeah, Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. I literally only have this because I remember Elizabeth Hussey shows her boobs in this one, so I was like, oh, this could be worth something.
I'm pretty sure they don't have that on the record.
It's not on the record. I don't care about it being on the record. I just mean like because it could be worth. It actually could be worth something.
Okay.
Maybe. Really not interesting. Just really weird that they had it.
I actually never watched that ever.
I watched the edited version
without the boobs.
Without the boobs. No boobs. Bionic boobs. Oh yeah, Handel's Messiah. Absolutely beautiful as well. Handel is one of the quintessential composers in classical music that you should learn about, at least listen to some of it. Handel's Messiah is a masterpiece. Absolutely a masterpiece. That's why I got this one.
Great. Agreed.
What do we got here? Oh, fuck yes. Mario Lanza. Read it and fucking weep.
Yes.
Dude, he is the real deal. Was the real deal, I should say. Which, Dad got a couple of these little, like, busts of, like, the Blessed Mother and Jesus that he got from Joe Gatta.
Yeah.
They apparently belong to Mario Lanza's mother or grandmother or something.
Oh, that's
like
right. That was the story behind those.
Some, like, 6 degrees of removal, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, 6 degrees of holy separation.
Yeah. 6 degrees of inner turbulence.
Yep.
It's the name of a Dream Theater album. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a 6-degree relic or something like that. It was touched by the hands of Mario Lanza.
and blessed by Padre Pio, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think we actually do have a thing from Padre Pio.
We used to listen to that. Was like one of those Christmas albums that you were
oh yeah. Oh totally.
Earlier.
Totally, yeah.
I definitely played at Christmas.
You look at those eyes. Those are definitely some bedroom eyes right there. You want it. You know you do. It's all right. We'll come back to him later. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. I just got this because I was intrigued. Again, why would Mom and Dad buy this?
That one, I have no idea.
Dueling Banjos.
That's a totally WTF one.
I didn't even know that this existed in the house until they brought it out.
I've heard of Dueling Banjos before.
Same.
But not on a LP and certainly not in my parents' repertoire.
Dueling Banjos and other country and western hits and banjo favorites. Nashville country players and singers.
So you brought it home.
I brought it home.
You brought it home
exactly.
to Nashville.
That was my entire intent. Next up is 2001 Space Odyssey. Yet again, another mystery.
I didn't know that had a soundtrack.
I got basically all the soundtracks of all the movies that some of which I've never even seen. I've never seen this movie. All I know is Hal's a dick. That's all I know.
Okay. No, I've never watched it either.
I should. I don't know. Like, really, I don't know. It's a fantastic soundtrack. Well, I mean, there's some stupid songs in there. But side one, 2001 Space Odyssey, Dr. Dolittle, Elvira Madigan, Spellbound, Blue Moon. It's like a couple of really shitty songs in that movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Speaking of musicals that we grew up on, Annie.
Yeah.
This isn't the Annie with frickin' Scrooge Daddy Warbucks.
Right, it's not, which I was like really, really disappointed about when I...
A new musical.
Right.
That's amazing.
It was new. It was
at one time.
new.
At one time, it was new.
Right, you're right. Cause,
it was a book? It says on the back, book by Thomas Meehan.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So we watched the movie, as we referenced earlier, all those musicals. So I knew that really, really well. And then we were listening to this, and I'm like, this does not sound like the people in the musical. This is not real. And then I looked at the back, and like obviously these people on the back were not the people in the movie.
It's Budget Annie.
Yeah. These are imposters. These are not the real people. And then my parents let me know that this was actually a Broadway play, and that was a lot more popular than the movie, which often a Broadway play is often played in so many different venues and actually much more popular than a movie.
Yeah.
Which didn't realize at the time.
Especially as far as musicals goes. Musicals have died out on the big screen. What do we got here? Oh, Classics Go Disco. So I basically got this just because I think it's such a novelty. Oh, Brahms Disco Dance Number 5. Turn Me On, Dead Man.
What's the Indian Hustle?
The Indian Hustle? Where do you see this?
The Indian Hustle.
Oh, it's Rimsky-Korsakov's Indian Hustle. Wow. A sixth of Tchaikovsky. I don't know. All I know is, God bless my parents. A rock and Rachmaninoff. I'm done. I am done. Moving on. What do we have here? Scott Joplin Redback book. I literally have no clue what this is. Dude, this looks like some beautiful Louisiana jazz music, and that's the shit I'm into. That Nolans, man. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good shit. When I was down in New Orleans.
You were there?
Oh yeah, I sent pictures.
I don't recall. I'm sorry. I know Mom went.
Yeah. So the thing that I loved about New Orleans was that you could just like walk down the street with, well, everybody was walking down the street with like a big sippy cup in your hand full of some kind of a cold slushy that also had alcohol in it, which was needed because it was so freaking hot there all of the time. Hot. I mean, like oppressive heat. But then you're walking the street, and then suddenly there's a band playing in the middle of the street, and they're just like, you know, and everyone's standing around them, and you're jamming, and then they, you know, go somewhere else, and you walk in the street, and there's a parade. Why is there a parade? Oh shit, could be any reason. Somebody got married, you know, they just wanted to parade, and there's a band and people just parading down the street. Why? Well, because why not? Why not just parade down the street? That's New Orleans. And one time I was in a restaurant with one of my colleagues, and then a band actually came inside of the restaurant and played. Yes, they just walked right in the door and just played for a little bit and then walked out.
That's even cooler than Nashville.
I know. Oh, it's so cooler than Nashville. I love you, Nashville.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I love this town too. But,
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
But they don't do that in Nashville. That's like a definitely New Orleans thing.
Next up, I have no idea why my folks have this. This is A White Christmas by Engelbert Humperdinck.
Purchased at Hills.
Oh yeah, purchased at at Hills, a non-existent department store. My favorite part about Hills was always getting popcorn on our way out. Always, they had a random popcorn vendor. I remember that so well. But either way, yeah. For those of you who aren't familiar, Engelbert Humperdinck was part of an Eddie Izzard sketch in one of his stand-up specials, which is my favorite, Dressed to Kill. Apparently, his original name was Jerry Dorsey, according to that stand-up special. I don't know if that's actually true. But yeah, just because, like, first of all, you can't pass up the name Engelbert Humperdinck. No. Second of all, how, like, another what the fuck? When I went through the records that Mom and Dad were handing out, I was like, this is gold. Like, you could make an entire B movie. If you could turn a B movie into like an album, a music album, I could do it with these records.
Totally. The thing that I also love about this is this little sticker beside. We've got Hills.
The nice price.
We have the nice price, and it's a sing-along because lyrics are enclosed.
Oh, it was so adorable. The things that they didn't anticipate back in the day. All right, and then before that one, we have, what is this? Oh, Rhapsody in Blue. Rhapsody in Blue is absolutely amazing. I have no idea who the fuck Andre Castellanos is. I don't know what that is. I know Gershwin. Gershwin's fantastic. I don't know who Andre, whoever the fuck this guy is. My apologies for butchering your name. You try and pronounce that.
No.
The guy in the back here kind of looks like Vladimir Lenin.
So who do you think the girl on the front is?
I don't know. The 1930s version of White Girl Wasted.
Okay.
Or possibly
Micro-wasted.
Possibly the League of Basic Bitches. The Foremother.
The Foremother. Oh my goodness.
Alright. And last but certainly not least, I made out look like a bandit on this one. This is one that I definitely had to compete with Jer for. He took the one that I was talking about. He took the soundtrack to the animated movie for The Hobbit, and I took Willy Wonka, and we both wanted them badly. But we're brothers and we love each other, so you know.
But yeah, I think you won out on this, Michael, because this album is scrumdiddlyumptious.
Can you say that about The Hobbit? Don't think so.
You can't.
Absolutely
you
not.
Can't say that.
Sis, I love you a lot.
Thank you.
You're the fucking best, dude. You are such an important influence on my life for multiple reasons. And I've already told you this shit before, but this is specifically to disclose it to those peeking in on our good time. Without you, I would not have nearly the amount of entrepreneurial spirit, or for that matter, well, I'm not going to dive too far into that. Let's just say that you've significantly impacted my philosophical perspective as well, in a very positive way. And I wouldn't have this YouTube channel without you being in my life.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. You're the shit, man. This girl is fucking super mom. That's not even a fucking joke. She does it all. She runs a fucking business, $1 million a year revenue business.
Plus.
Oh, my bad.
We're gonna do $2 million this year.
Yeah, they're doing $2 million this year. And she has 4 kids who she takes care of. One of which is disabled, who, by the way, is the light of her life and is amazing.
Sweetest kid.
He is so amazing. The people who don't appreciate that, I don't think really understand the value of life, personally. But she does it all. She has all these crosses that she bears and is a fucking rock star while she does it. And that's something to aspire to. Absolutely.
Thank you, Michael. Well, one thing I do want to tell you and anyone who watches.
Pregnant again?
No. Just for the record, the oven is closed for baking. No more of that.
No after-hours snacks. Sorry. Please continue.
You know, you did mention crosses to bear, and this is what I'll say about that.
I've been an enormous cross for you to bear. Sorry.
You've been a fantastic cross for me to bear. Fantastic. No, in all of life, I think that a lot of times that we strive for things to be, like calm waters and okay and safe and geez, when I arrive, and there is no arrival in life. You don't ever arrive. If you arrive, then you stop growing. You plateau. You don't ever arrive. Life is a journey. It's a journey from the time that you're born until you die, and how you choose to live and to follow that journey, that is the key, right? So, you have chosen finally to not try to arrive. You've decided that you're going to actually put your feet on a path and move on that journey. And on the journey, the real journey that actually means something, there's a whole crap ton of stuff that happens that is unexpected in a bad way. There's stuff that, you don't intend to happen. There are twists, there are turns, there's like really bad crap that happens. Sometimes it's your fault because you make bad choices. Sometimes it's just what happens in life because you only have control over you, not what happens in your environment. But when you take on the perspective of everything's happening for a reason, it happens for me, not to me. The world doesn't act upon you. The world happens, and then you get to decide how your reaction is to it. That is when you have the opportunity to grow. And I have had the pleasure and the honor of watching you go from the world acting on you to you saying, you know, this is my journey and I'm going to actually do things in the world. Regardless of what happens, I'm going to take the opportunity to take everything as it comes as a blessing, even if it looks shitty on the outside. It's a blessing for me to do something with. And your life has made all the difference because you have decided to take that on. And that's something that everybody has to understand if they want to go somewhere in their life, because they don't have to follow in your footsteps. They don't have to follow in my footsteps. They need to find their own path. But you always have to remember that, you know, happiness comes from in here. It starts here. Like, you don't look to the outside for happiness. You do it here, and then it manifests itself out to all
you lovely people.
84,000 subscribers that will watch this amazing podcast that we've done tonight.
So that's my sister. Isn't she fucking awesome? Love you, sis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast, Leah. It was fabulous. It was wonderful running down memory lane and all of this wonderful ammo of our family history. But yeah, we'll have to have you on again for sure.
Love it. Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next Snobcast. Rock on.